Good evening and have a good week. We are concluding the 9th day of Operation Imkalbi, during which we have deepened our achievements in the fight against the Iranian regime across all fronts. This evening, we struck deep inside Iran using around 60 fighter jets, guided by intelligence. You can see footage from the last few minutes on the screen. Air Force aircraft struck 3 Iranian military fighter jets of the F-14 type. The strike was carried out in the heart of Iran. In addition, we are targeting all components of missile production and preventing the Iranian military from restoring its strategic capabilities. At the same time, our forces are intensifying the damage to the launch capabilities of the fire arrays. The strikes are being carried out with the help of prior intelligence identification and the presence of dozens of aircraft scanning the area. The missile launch capabilities they possess today are far from what they had when we began the operation. This morning, we announced the elimination of Saeed Izadi, head of the Palestine Corps in the Quds Force, and the main figure linking the Iranian regime to Hamas. Izadi was one of the architects of the murderous terror attack on October 7th. Since the war began, he has tried to arm Hamas with weapons worth millions of shekels. Thanks to intelligence gathering, this attempt to rearm was thwarted. About a month ago, our forces in the Gaza Strip raided the European hospital, the same hospital where we located and eliminated the arch-terrorist Mohammed Sinwar and other senior officials. The underground facility built in the hospital served as a shelter for the top command of the Hamas terrorist organization. As we revealed in the past hour, during this raid, unique intelligence was found. You can see the correspondence between Mohammed Sinwar and Saeed Izadi. From it emerges clear evidence of the direct connection between the Revolutionary Guards and the Hamas terrorist organization. Izadi and Sinwar were involved in funding, rebuilding, and rearming Hamas against Israel, and we have put a stop to that. We thwarted the transfer. Another significant elimination was that of Banan Shariri, who was responsible for transferring weapons from the Iranian regime to Hezbollah and its other proxies in the Middle East. These two eliminations are a continuation of the growing connection between Iran and its proxies, which was a central pillar in the plan to destroy Israel. During the day, we carried out strikes using dozens of fighter jets, guided by intelligence in western Iran. We targeted detection radars and air defense batteries as part of the effort to achieve air superiority throughout Iran. This superiority enabled us to also strike missile and UAV headquarters in the area. In addition, we destroyed storage sites and tunnels for launchers and missiles. We also managed to close the loop against launchers that fired towards the territory of the State of Israel. This morning, alerts were activated in several areas following the infiltration of unmanned aerial vehicles launched from Iran. No casualties have been reported. In the past week, more than 1,000 UAVs were launched from Iran towards Israeli territory, of which only a few managed to penetrate. Helicopters and fighter jets, naval vessels, together with air defense systems, surround the State of Israel at all times in order to thwart attempts to infiltrate our territory. Most of the UAVs were and are being intercepted outside the country's borders. This is an unprecedented achievement. In addition to defensive operations, the Air Force systematically disrupts the command chain of the UAV headquarters. These strikes have disrupted attempts at coordinated barrages and destroyed about 950 explosive UAVs before their launch. The achievements of the operation are the result of precise and determined work by our forces, along with the tremendous daring of Air Force pilots. The IDF continues to fight on all fronts. In the northern arena, the Navy struck a Radwan force structure in southern Lebanon. Yesterday, a Hezbollah terrorist was eliminated and military sites containing rocket sites and missile launchers were attacked. These strikes were carried out after identifying an attempt by the Hezbollah terrorist organization to rebuild. The Northern Command forces, both in Lebanon and in Syria, are deployed in forward defense and serve as a barrier between any threat and our citizens. I repeat and remind you, the campaign is not over, and the enemy still has capabilities and intentions. Personal responsibility is of utmost importance. Adhere to the instructions of the Home Front Command. As the Chief of Staff said yesterday, our enemies do not understand that the Israeli home front is the source of the IDF's resilience, not its weakness. I will be here to update you on any developments. Questions?
A question from Channel 13 News. Has an air bridge been established between Israel and the United States?
We have already, for quite some time, been coordinating with the United States Central Command. Beyond that, I will not elaborate on operational plans or future plans.
A question from Channel 12 News. In the event of an American attack, is it expected to affect the rocket fire toward the home front?
The IDF is optimally prepared both defensively and offensively. Our air defense systems are ready, precise, and constantly improving. We are alert and vigilant as we have been throughout the war, and we will continue to be so.
A question from Can News. How is the IDF preparing to strike the facility in Pardola, not the United States? Are there such plans?
Look, I have detailed several times in recent days about our plans, about what we are doing, about the operational plan, the Iranian nuclear project and its various components. We are striking it, deepening the damage. This morning I described to you, and also earlier in the statement, the strike on the Bisfan facility. We also saw videos of the strike. This is the second time we have hit the Bisfan facility, deepening the damage. We attacked at the beginning of the operation and attacked again this morning and yesterday to intensify the damage. We will continue to do so, to strike all the components. Beyond that, we are preparing Nofret for future plans. Question I-24. In recent days, we've seen an increase in missile launches and reports. What is the reason for this, and are the Iranians holding back missiles to sustain a prolonged campaign? We are able to operate excellently and are achieving unprecedented results. The pilots are determined and are working to deepen the impact on the enemy, striking both the ground-to-ground missile systems and the drone systems unmanned aerial vehicles. This is definitely disrupting the enemy's plans. You can clearly see it, and we are witnessing it in recent days. But it must be said that, even as I say this, the enemy still has capabilities and intentions, and it is important to emphasize here the importance of following instructions, because they save lives. The situation is not over, and it is crucial to listen to the instructions, as they save lives, since there are still threats that the command is working to address. Ynet's question. If there is no change in the guidelines, what is the IDF's recommendation regarding the return to school in the coming week? We are constantly conducting ongoing situation assessments through the Home Front Command. We adjust the situation assessment in the home front according to the operational developments that are happening all the time. The situation assessment is being carried out continuously, and I ask you to follow the Home Front Command's instructions. That is the most reliable and best source. It saves lives. Thank you very much and have a good evening.